StackStorm is an event-driven automation platform used in a variety of scenarios, including auto remediation, security event handling, and infrastructure automation. For example, if you had a security appliance at the edge of your infrastructure inspecting packets for anomalies, it could alert Sensu of potential bad actors. A StackStorm workflow can take action on this information and provision the security appliance to ignore future packets from that sender. To abstract a wide variety of tasks, including the one we just looked at, StackStorm employs a few key primitives. Those primitives are sensors, rules, and actions. A sensor looks at events either directly from an event producer, such as the security appliance we saw earlier, or through existing monitoring tools like Nagios or Sensu. An action is an operation StackStorm can take within your environment. It can be a simple atomic task, like submitting a REST request to an API, or a more complex workflow consisting of multiple actions and decision tree logic. Rules tie these sensors and tasks together. You configure rules in an if-this, then-that type of logic. For instance, in our security appliance example, our rule would be configured so that if Sensu receives a bad actor notice, StackStorm should run a workflow to add that bad actor to a blocked list. You might be thinking, this is great, but do I have to build all of these integrations? The simple answer is no. StackStorm has a community of contributors that have helped grow the StackStorm Exchange to over 100 different integrations. You can find these integrations at exchange.stackstorm.org. Now that you've seen some of what StackStorm is like conceptually, let's do a bit more hands-on example. In this example, you will see a few different integrations and features from StackStorm. I'll be sure to point them out along the way to give you a better feel for what StackStorm's like. First, let's look at installing a new pack into StackStorm. A pack is a collection of predefined sensors, rules, and actions. You can combine these integrations to suit your specific needs for automation inside of your environment. We'll start by installing the AWS pack. There are two primary ways to install StackStorm packs: through the command line, and you can even copy the command from the Exchange, or through the web interface. As you can see, I'm using the commercial version of StackStorm, called Extreme Workflow Composer. It adds enterprise features like role-based authentication, LDAP, and a graphical workflow editor called Flow. We'll use an existing pack to install 3 application hosts in AWS. These 3 AWS hosts are now being monitored by a sensor. Let's set up a rule so that if an application host goes down, we will execute a workflow to remediate the failed host. In the web interface, this is easy to create. We'll create our rule to use the host down trigger. If the host down trigger is fired, we'll run the recover failed host workflow. Once the rule is in place, StackStorm will automatically execute recovery steps in the event of a failure. As you can see, the recover failed host workflow is being executed because of a host failure. Let's take a closer look at this workflow to see what exactly is going on. This is Flow, a part of StackStorm's enterprise product, Extreme Workflow Composer. It allows us to visualize workflows graphically. If you're using the open source version of StackStorm, you can view and edit this workflow in any text editor of your choice. As you see, the workflow first removes the failed host, then it creates a new host, and then provisions the host with Ansible. Let's modify this workflow slightly to produce Slack notifications when the workflow is executed. This will keep our operations team aware of any failures in the application and recovery steps that StackStorm is taking. Slack integration and ChatOps is a feature of StackStorm that unlocks powerful new possibilities for collaborative automation and operations. If you're interested in installing StackStorm and exploring how event-driven automation can help your company be more productive and responsive, check out our documentation at docs.stackstorm.com. There you'll find many ways to get up and running quickly.